stone quiet in Statuary Hall. Leading the way there, the Sergeant at Arms for both the House and the Senate, along with the Military Honor Guard.
Center, face. March. Ready, base. Forward, march.
On. On. On.
March time. Paris, halt. Center, base. Side step, march. Ready, face. Forward, march.
On. 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 On.
This is the ceremonial unit from the U.S. Capitol Police, who will now stand at attention.
Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the United States House of Representatives.
It is with profound sorrow and deep sympathy to the Ginsburg family that I have the high honor to welcome Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg to lie in state in the capital of the United States. She does so on a catafalque built for Abraham Lincoln. May she rest in peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Denise Graves, accompanied by Ms. Laura Ward.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, passionate about opera. Tribute there from one of America's premier mezzo-sopranos, Denise Graves. Now we will hear from Rabbi Lauren Holtzblatt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Lauren Holtzblatt.
Madam Speaker, Vice President Biden, Senator Harris, and to all of our leaders who are gathered today, thank you. Psalms 118, verse 5. Min hametzar karatia Anani v'merchavya min hametzar karatia Anani v'merchavya Tidai, 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 yadai, nadai, nadai. From the narrow straits, I call out to you. You, God, answered me with expanse. In the chambers of Justice Ginsburg hangs a framed piece of art that reads, Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdof. Justice, justice, you must pursue. A command in the 16th chapter of Deuteronomy. The rabbinic tradition assigns meaning to every single word in the Torah. So there must be a reason why tzedek, justice, is written twice. The repetition here teaches Ibn Ezra, a medieval rabbi, that time and time again, all of the days of your life, you must pursue justice. This was how Justice Ginsburg lived her life. Justice did not arrive like a lightning bolt, but rather through dogged persistence. All the days of her life. Real change, she said, enduring change, happens one step at a time. She faced many obstacles in her life, even from a young age. Though chosen as the valedictorian of her high school class, she gave no graduation speech. Instead, she grieved at home with her father after burying her beloved mother one day before graduation. Her family had already suffered terrible loss with the death of her sister when Justice Ginsburg was only 14 months old. But Justice Ginsburg kept rising. A full scholarship to Cornell University and only one of 9 women in her Harvard Law School class. After transferring to Columbia Law School, she graduated first in her class, yet she could not find a job. No firm in New York would hire her because she was a woman. These obstacles didn't deter her. She pressed on. As she said in an interview with her dear friend, Nina Totenberg, and I quote, "I get out of law school with top grades. No law firm in the city of New York will hire me. I end up teaching. That gave me time to devote to the movement of evening out the rights, excuse me, of women and men. I was nominated to a vacancy on the DC Circuit. Justice O'Connor once said to me, suppose we had come of age in a time when women lawyers were welcome at the bar. You know what? Today, we would have been retired partners from some large law firm. But because the route was not open to us, we had to find another way, and both end up on the United States Supreme Court. All the days of her life, she pursued justice, even in illness. She fought 5 bouts with cancer, and she supported her beloved Marty through his battle with cancer as well. Each time, she pressed forward. She returned to work, to the bench, to the court, with focus, each and every time. Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. Nothing was given. Pursuing justice took resilience, persistence, a commitment to never stop. As a lawyer, she won equality for women and men, not in one swift victory, but brick by brick, case by case, through meticulous, careful lawyering. She changed the course of American law. And even when her views did not prevail, she still fought. In recent years, Justice Ginsburg became famous for her dissents. Despair was not an option. She said, and I quote, "Dissents speak to a future age. It's not simply to say, my colleagues are wrong and I would do it this way. But the greatest dissents do become court opinions, and gradually, over time, their views become the dominant view, so that the dissenters hope that they are writing not for today, but for tomorrow." Justice Ginsburg's dissents were not cries of defeat. They were blueprints for the future. Justice Ginsburg loved her family, her grandchildren, her dear friends, her colleagues, and her court family. We all send our love to you. And Justice Ginsburg also loved the court, to which she so devoted her life. A court for all of us. It was Justice Ginsburg's tenacious hope to preserve the integrity of the court. Today, she makes history again as the first woman and the first Jewish woman to lie in state. Today, we stand in sorrow, and tomorrow, we, the people, must carry on Justice Ginsburg's legacy. Even as our hearts are breaking, we must rise with her strength and move forward. She was our prophet, our North Star, our strength for so very long. Now she must be permitted to rest after toiling so hard for every single one of us. May the memory of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Yita Rochel Batziro Leah, forever and ever be a blessing. Zichrona Livracha. God, give us the strength and bless us with the courage, the intelligence, the bravery, and the unbreakable resolve to pursue justice. Amen.
Spare, precise, and elegant tribute to Justice Ginsburg from her rabbi, a meditation on justice, and a call to
Denise
arms.
Graves, accompanied by Miss Laura Ward.
All we've been given by those who came before, the dream of a nation They have nothing to share. Who fear in their hearts, there is no hero there. No, each quiet act of dignity is that which fortifies the soul of a nation that never, never dies, never dies. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, 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 I gave my best to you.
And Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg certainly gave her best to America. American Anthem there by Denise Graves.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain at your seats until escorted to pay your respects by the Sergeants at Arms staff.
Justice Ginsburg's daughter there paying her respects, along with the rest of the Ginsburg family. Jane Ginsburg, also James Ginsburg, the Justice's son. Grandchildren and friends now paying their respects as well. See Senator Kamala Harris there. Also the Republican whip, Steve Scalise. Other members of Congress will now pay their respects. After those in Statuary Hall pay their respects, the public will be invited, starting with all of the women members of Congress over the next hours and day, before a private burial service for Justice Ginsburg at Arlington Cemetery next week. We are going to return now to our regular programming. For many of you, that is Good Morning America. Have a good day.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Well, you were just watching the U.S. Capitol honoring the Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg with a special ceremony.
Justice Ginsburg will be buried next week at Arlington National Cemetery next to her husband, Marty D. Ginsburg.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. And a good morning to you. Welcome back. If you're just now tuning in, we've just wrapped up ABC's special coverage of the services on Capitol Hill for Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It is Friday, the 25th. We're going to have a compressed GMSA at 9. From nationwide protests to Governor Greg Abbott proposing new protective measures for Texas.
And new coronavirus safety protocols when riding with Uber. Here's today's 9 at 9.
Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg becomes the first woman in American history to lie in state in the U.S. Capitol. Ginsburg's casket will be brought to the Capitol this morning for a private ceremony in Statuary Hall.
Protests in Louisville, Kentucky continued overnight despite a nighttime curfew. It's all in the response to a grand jury's decision to not indict any officers in the death of Breonna Taylor.
Governor Greg Abbott is proposing new measures for Texas following nationwide protests. If passed, the measures would create felony-level offenses for causing injury or destroying property during what is deemed a riot.
The 2020 presidential election is just 39 days away, but there is a growing concern after President Donald Trump did not commit to a peaceful transfer of power if he loses the election.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention now predicts up to 23,000 Americans could die from COVID-19 over the next 3 weeks. 33 states plus Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico are seeing an increase in cases.
Uber is tightening its safety protocols to include mask verification for riders. If a rider is flagged for not wearing a mask, they will be required to take a mask selfie before their next trip. Uber says drivers can also choose to cancel a trip if a rider isn't wearing a mask.
The FDA says it's investigating the so-called Benadryl challenge on TikTok. Teenagers participating in the challenge take large doses of the over-the-counter allergy drug. According to the FDA, teens have reportedly ended up in emergency rooms with serious injuries, and some may have died.
Almost a month after his death, Disney is paying tribute to Chadwick Boseman. A new art installation called King Chad is on display at Downtown Disney in Anaheim, California. The piece was inspired by Boseman's heart for people and his battle with cancer.
Krispy Kreme has proclaimed today as Sports Spirit Day. In its honor, the donut chain is selling a dozen of its original glazed donuts for only $5. In order to get the deal, you have to wear some team gear representing your favorite sports team. And that's today's 9 at 9. Okay, now we can take a breath and say hi and happy Friday, and good to have you with us again this morning, Sarah.
It's been a fun past 2 days, and I'm excited. It's Friday.
It is Friday, and we've got another Sarah here, and that would be the Spivey version. And once again, a happy belated birthday to you, Sarah.
Guys, it was so sweet yesterday. I saw on GMSA you wished me a happy birthday. Thank you.
Gotta give you lots of love.
Thanks to my KSAT family. It was a fun birthday. Now, the aquifer is actually down 0.4 of a foot over the past 24 hours, but the good news is we're still seeing that 10-day average go up, which is nice and welcome. As far as the pollen count goes, ragweed still causing some issues. It is still moderate. It is ragweed season after all. Mold is low at 470. Let's go ahead and take a look outside right now. It is pretty comfortable. It's 68 degrees, relatively low humidity, calm wind conditions, so that's nice. But we are starting to see some clouds moving in. In the forecast ahead, we'll be seeing a high temperature near 88 degrees. I'll be back with a look at those clouds moving in, as well as what you can expect in the weekend, and we're even talking a cold front. Mark, Sarah.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Sarah Spivey. Right now, taking a live look at 410 and Fredericksburg. Don't see any accidents on any of these cameras, although we do have what appears to be stalled truck at 410 and Harry Wurzbach. SAPD is on the scene. Be advised that it's only on the right shoulder. Top stories we're following for you today. Right now, a man is recovering in the hospital after police say he was shot while walking through a northeast side neighborhood.
Police tell us they found him in the 4300 block of Avenida Prima. The man told officers he was shot in the leg while walking on a different street. Police tell us neither the man or the woman that he was walking with were able to give a description of the shooter.
The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. Local health officials reporting 177 new cases of COVID here in Bexar County and 5 new deaths. That brings the 7-day average overall to 153 cases per day. Metro Health reports that 231 people are in the hospital as of this morning. 87 are in ICU, 36 are on ventilators.
Meanwhile, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is in need of type O blood donations. Right now, there is currently 1 day inventory of O positive blood and 3 days inventory of O negative blood. All blood donations are encouraged, but especially those with type O blood. Donors can schedule a blood donation by calling 210-731-5590. That number is on your screen, or visiting southtexasblood.org.
Well, happening this evening from 7 to 8 tonight, Morgan's Wonderland hosting its Cheers to 10 Years virtual gala. You can tune into KSAT 12 on air, online, or one of our several platforms for free to participate.
If you'd like to donate, just visit the website or text the number on your screen. MW Cheers to 797979. You can also find information on the events on our website, KSAT.com. As a reminder, due to COVID-19, Morgan's Wonderland will remain closed for the remainder of 2020.
In morning headlines, an Ohio woman tased by police facing criminal charges after a confrontation with an officer during an incident over a face mask.
She was at her son's football game, where fans are required to wear masks. After repeated warnings by police to put a face mask on, she still refused. The woman told police she has asthma and wasn't going to wear it. When she refused to leave the stadium, the officer used his taser on her shoulder in order to get her into custody.
She's facing criminal trespass charges. In response to the incident, Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine is urging residents to respect officers enforcing public health policies. This video has since gone viral.
Well, 3 Metropolitan Transportation Authority workers in New York allegedly drank, napped, and watched TV inside a secret man cave built below the tracks at Grand Central Terminal.
That's right. Investigators found the lounge behind a plasterboard wall in an unused locksmith shop in the station's lower level. The man cave had a futon, flat screen, microwave, and a fridge. The 3 workers denied having ever been in the room, but the Metropolitan Transit Authority Inspector General says they left behind plenty of evidence.
They all have been suspended without pay and face potential termination.
Well, take a look at this. A father and son walking through Golden Gate Park over in San Francisco when they saw not 1, not 2, but 14 raccoons.
They were both surprised to see the animals and got even closer. The father says the raccoons were not scared of how close the humans were from them. They took pictures and videos and are now using them to raise awareness about the problem that Golden Gate Park faces.
City critters, mostly due to people feeding wildlife, causing the animals to gather in large groups like this. Wildlife ecologists say food handouts to wildlife increases the potential for attacks on humans.
Well, 2 southern white rhinos explored their habitat at the San Diego Safari Park. The 2 calves encountered giraffes and African crowned cranes at the zoo's African Plains habitat.
2 greater one-horned rhino calves also took mud baths at the habitat. Rhino numbers dwindling in the wild, primarily due to poaching and habitat loss. We want to get you out to some late-breaking news. Firefighters working to put out the flames at a home on the northeast side. It started just before 8 this morning in the 6400 block of Primetime, not far from Nacogdoches and Judson Roads. Police tell us when crews arrived, flames were seen coming from the roof. Crews say the second floor has extensive smoke damage. Arson has been called out to investigate how it all started. This is still a developing story. We'll bring you the latest on it as more information becomes available to us right here at KSAT and KSAT.com.
You know, Mark, when I first moved here 2.5 years ago, I'll never forget, I was at a live shot. I was at a shooting on the west side. It was pouring down rain. And right after I went live, someone opened their door and was like, Mija, what are you doing out there? Come in, do you need coffee? Do you need tacos?
Yes.
It was the nicest, warmest response from a viewer or just anyone out in the community.
You'll get a pretty friendly vibe in most of our city due to the folks. And for that reason, San Antonio has actually been named, again, one of the top 5 friendliest cities in America.
I completely agree with this report. It says, according to the annual Good Neighbor report from OfferUp, the Alamo City is the 4th friendliest city in the nation.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the top 5 friendliest cities in the U.S. this year: San Diego, Seattle, Los Angeles, San Antonio, and Palm Springs, California. This is the 2nd year in a row that San Diego has taken the top spot.
These are ranked based on 4 factors: being friendly, on time, reliable, and communicative.
San Antonio isn't the only Texas city to be recognized by OfferUp. Amarillo, Texas was also named one of the most generous cities in the entire nation. Well done, San Antonio.
Keep being nice.
That's right. Every day. 9:39, 68 degrees still ahead on an abbreviated version of GMSA at 9.
A big weekend for sports fans still ahead on GMSA at 9. RJ Marquez has all you need to know heading into a sports-filled weekend.
And tomorrow's the day for the KSAT Community Head for the Cure 5K. Alicia Beretta has more on why this event means so much to so many.
For the past few years, a Saturday morning towards the end of September marks a family reunion for Team Frederick to honor the man they loved most.
But we did everything together. He was the kind of person that wouldn't say no, and if you needed something, he was there in an instant.
Frank Frederick was the dad Catherine Price and her brother always dreamed of having.
And I know I'm his stepchild, but even though I was his stepchild, he treated me and my brother like we were his kids.
Everything changed on November 10th, 2012, after doctors determined why Frederick had been experiencing increasingly strong headaches.
So he had been having headaches, and then I guess one day at work, he got dizzy and he fell. And so my mom's like, no, we should go get checked.
An aggressive brain tumor that even after 2 surgeries, eventually claimed his life on July 11th, 2014.
As it got to the point he couldn't walk towards the end, so we had to help him to the bathroom and other stuff, but it's a bad thing to watch someone deteriorate.
Every now and then I'll think about him or something will happen and I'm like, I wish he were here.
Months after his death, they found comfort through Head for the Cure.
So it had been two and a half months after he passed, and I was watching KSAT and I saw Head for the Cure and I was like, Mom, I was like, this is for brain cancer. I was like, this is crazy. It's like, we need to do this. And then this was actually the first shirt that we made in 2014. And then it just says, we were gray for Frank. So ever since 2016, we've been the top 5 largest teams.
Price's commitment to honoring her father through Team Frederick goes beyond race day, as she served as the volunteer coordinator for Head for the Cure San Antonio since 2015, a chance to get the community involved to bring hope to families.
And I know the littlest, tiniest support that they see from somebody else can do a lot for them.
And that was our Alicia Beretta reporting. We have a discount code to get $5 off the registration for the Head for the Cure 5K. All you need to do is use the code Last Chance, all one word, in all caps. For a link to register, just go to ksatcommunity.com.
One by one, the next generation of meteorologists is out there as we speak, watching KSAT 12, and some of them have really stepped up to the plate, Sarah Spivey.
They really have. And so today for our junior meteorologist, we've got Leah. I particularly loved the dress she was wearing and, of course, her energy. It's short and sweet, but check out Leah giving the forecast.
Hi, my name is Leah. Today's weather is hot and sunny. Thanks for watching. Bye.
It's so short.
I know, but wasn't her dress gorgeous?
She's a princess.
You know what? When it's sunny outside, sometimes you just gotta keep it short and sweet to enjoy that sunshine.
And wear your princess dress.
There's no minimum link to these submissions.
That's exactly right. And if you want to submit a junior meteorologist report, you can do so on ksat.com. There's a link on there. I want to show you some clouds that are moving in, guys. We started off the day with complete sunshine, but as you can see, these clouds have been moving in, mainly from the west and from the south. It's 68 degrees outside. It feels great. Humidity is relatively low because dew points are relatively low. We've got a calm wind, and here's those clouds moving in. You can see them moving in from the west and from the south. Pretty much Bear County is bisected along I-10 there and 35. Cloudy on the west, sunny on the east, and those on the east will also get some clouds. So New Braunfels, Seguin, you'll be getting some clouds as well. But here's the deal. These clouds should begin to disperse as we head into the afternoon hours especially. You can even see there's a little bit of holes in the clouds down near Atascosa County. So while we've got cloudy skies right now for areas west of San Antonio, just about all of us will see sunshine in the afternoon. These clouds, however, are going to prevent our temperatures from soaring into the 90s. We'll likely stay in the 80s throughout the day. 67 in Hondo, 67 in Uvalde, a comfortable 64 in Kerrville. Here's the futurecast. Notice how those clouds dissipate by after lunch, and then we're left with sunshine in the afternoon. Here's a look at high temperatures where you live across the KSAT 12 viewing area. Hotter out toward Del Rio, Eagle Pass, low 90s, upper 80s around San Antonio, New Braunfels, Gonzales, and Pleasanton. For your forecast this Friday in San Antonio, again, we'll have mostly sunny skies around noon, 80 degrees, 88 for that high. South winds at only 5 miles per hour. That a really comfortable evening if you want to enjoy maybe a Friday night out on the patio with friends or family. Now for your futurecast, what I'm showing you here is the humidity. Like I mentioned today, humidity, it's not going to be bad. It's going to be low humidity, but watch as we head into tomorrow morning. The humidity starts to make a return, that rich, deep green color. That's oppressive humidity. You'll feel it as you step outside the door tomorrow, maybe for a Saturday morning walk. So for your weekend forecast, it'll still be nice weather if you want to maybe barbecue with your family or friends. We'll be starting off in the upper 60s tomorrow, 90 degrees, gradually clearing throughout the day. Even muggier on Sunday with morning clouds, 93 for the high temperature with a little bit of a heat index probably as well. But the heat will not last long, and I am so excited to talk about a cold front that is in the forecast, mainly for Monday. So it'll be warm until Monday. Monday morning, a lot of our computer models are showing that a very, very strong front is going to be moving through, making it windy on Monday and dropping the temperature potentially throughout the day. By Tuesday morning, we'll be waking up in the 50s. So we've got that fall feeling to look forward to. Showing you the forecast just once again, hot weekend for you. That front will move through on Monday in the morning, maybe 1 or 2 isolated showers or storms, but this is not going to be a big rainmaker. And then it's going to be sunny and really comfortable for the rest of next week. Mornings in the 50s, afternoons only in the low 80s. How does that sound, Mark and Sarah?
Fantastic.
I love it.
Right now it's 9:49, 68 degrees.
Still ahead on GMSA at 9. Sports are back for some of San Antonio's largest schools. RJ Marquez joins us for what you need to know this weekend in sports.
It's a big weekend for high school and for college football.
RJ Marquez joins us live from his home to preview what's ahead for Friday Night Lights. Good morning, RJ.
Hey, RJ.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Wow, this is really exciting. This is really kind of the first full weekend when it comes to football across our area and across the state. College football action, high school football action. We also have, of course, NFL action going on this weekend. But let's start right there with the high school kids because this is an important weekend. This is the first weekend that the 5A and 6A schools are kicking off their seasons. Remember, the UIL actually delayed the start of the larger schools because of the pandemic. And, of course, one of the schools to watch out for here, Steele High School. They are always one of the top schools in our area. They are playing a school out of Virginia Christian Life Academy that actually made the trip to take on the Steel Knights because it was sort of a last-minute sort of scheduling deal that they had to come up with. But this is one of the big games taking place tonight. Clemens, one of the top teams in our area, will be traveling to Austin to take on Westlake. We also have Bernie Champion playing Veterans Memorial. And now keep in mind, Northeast, Northside, and San Antonio ISDs are not starting this weekend. They're still holding off for another week. And if anyone makes their way up to these games, just pay attention to the health protocols, be safe, and have a great time out there. It is going to be really cool to see these kids back on the field. I know they've been working really hard. So moving on to college football, the undefeated, yes, that's right, undefeated UTSA Roadrunners will face Middle Tennessee tonight at the Alamo Dome. Yes, a rare Friday night game for UTSA. This is actually going to be a game that will open conference play for the Roadrunners. This game was scheduled 6 days ago because Memphis had to cancel the previously scheduled game against UTSA due to a positive corona test there. So UTSA made up the game. And the Roadrunners are actually hoping for a little bit more attendance than their home opener last week. They had about 6,600 fans there last Saturday. They are allowed to have about 11,000 fans, 17% capacity at the Dome. And again, keep in mind that they have all sorts of these health and safety protocols in place. So it's been pretty safe. It's been pretty good. Go enjoy yourself out there if you are a UTSA fan, want to see some good college football taking place. Now, speaking of college, we also have the bigger schools that are taking the field this week. That includes Texas taking on Texas Tech. That is the opener for Big 12 schools. Both have only played one game so far this season. This is always a tough game for the Longhorns when they go to Lubbock. But based on what we've seen from the opening 2 games from Texas Tech and Texas, I think Hook'em should be in good shape, in my opinion. So if we just want to kind of run down again real quick the weekend when it comes to high school and college sports here, we mentioned UTSA taking on Middle Tennessee. That game kicks off at 7 o'clock tonight at the Alamo Dome. Texas at Texas Tech. That's tomorrow, 2:30. Then we have Texas State going all the way to the East Coast, taking on Boston College. That was another game that was scheduled sort of last minute because Texas State lost their opponent. And the Texas A&M Aggies hosting Vanderbilt in College Station at Kyle Field. Again, limited capacity for that one. And we haven't even mentioned, guys, the NFL games. The Texans taking on the Steelers at noon. Cowboys, the game of the week against the Seattle Seahawks Sunday afternoon. Wow.
All right, RJ, you covered a lot of territory. Real quick, who do you have? SFA versus SMU. That's our alma mater.
Yeah.
So who do you pick there?
Who's going to win there?
Oh, man. SFA, SMU, I got to go with the Mustangs. Yeah, SMU,
Mustangs are going to kill the Lumberjacks. All right, RJ, thank you. Have a great weekend, sir.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it.
Have a great rest of your morning and a wonderful weekend. Our crews will join you back for the news at noon.